High school teachers of Reddit, what is the one thing that you want your students to know that you'd never tell them in person? When you think you are being a genius by getting me to talk about random things at the beginning of class instead of teaching, I'm really allowing it to happen because I don't have enough plan to cover a full class. I knew you were cheating, so I gave you a test with the answers in a different order for the rest of the semester. You clearly weren't very bright to figure it out, and yes, I'm that spiteful. It was easier than reporting the cheating. One day you're going to come across people who are not being paid to tolerate you, and all of a sudden life is going to become considerably more difficult. I encourage my worst kids as much or more than my favorites, because I don't want them back in my class next year. If you're jacking off in class, we can tell. This is a common occurrence. Well, it's either that, or they're getting really into their phone. I can smell you. Everyone can. Please, for the love of God, use deodorant. That it's just as weird for me as it is for you when we bump into each other in public. You know what, Jono? You're a little cunt. Can confirm, I'm a bit of a cunt. Yeah, me too. I just can't help it. It's too much fun. The weed smell doesn't magically disappear between the parking lot and my classroom. How do I smell, bro? You're good. Me. You're good too. Do my eyes look red?
Bruh.
Yes, I do have favorite students. No, I won't tell you who they are, because that would discourage you, but yes, they are probably who you imagine them to be. I hope your students never find out your username. Samesies. My gamer tag. I usually say there's a policy against it, but there isn't. I just don't want to play Overwatch or whatever with a bunch of relatively good kids who turn into total monsters when they play video games. If I tell the cool ones, it'll get around. I'd imagine the hot teachers are very aware of the students' perception of them. I can definitely hear the horrible things you are saying. Yes, I see that you are on the other side of the room. I may be old to you, but I'm certainly not deaf. Also, that teenage boy is definitely going to buy you a Big Mac in exchange for oral sex 100 out 100 times. I'm a bus driver. Sit the fuck down, you will die if I crash. Understood. Stands up. Please stop dueling in the classrooms, that's what the bathrooms are for. A lot of us probably drink, smoke, sleep around, etc. more than you do, and hearing you talking about it and trying to hide it as if it's something we wouldn't know about is richly ironic. Or worse, boast about it like it's something we would never understand. A few off the top of my head. Just because I like you as a person doesn't mean that I won't fail you. Being smart isn't a justification for being lazy, and I can't pass someone that never hands in work. I moved you away from your friends because they were taking you down with them. You have a real future in sports, but you need to pass my class to play them. Your friends were making you fail, and if you don't get to play volleyball, I don't know what kind of future you have in front of you. I wish that the positivity that you get in my class could follow you home. I've met your parents and they're a nightmare. I do my best to encourage you here, but I know that some days that just might not be enough. I have never and will never find a student intimidating. That's why I laughed at you when you asked me if I knew who your father was. Yeah, he's the manager of a car dealership. That means nothing to nobody. I had a kid throw a desk at me, and while it scared me in the moment, it didn't make me fear him. One day, you will meet someone who has real power, and I just wish that I could be there to see it. I can see who you have a crush on in the classroom. You're unique, you're not special. Set your goals high, but understand that if you change your goals to needs, you will have a lifetime of disappointment. If your parents email a teacher and argue with them, the whole staff knows, at least at my school, that my students are the reason why I'm second guessing having my own kids. My students are the reason I don't have kids. One of the most valuable lessons I can teach you is to fake looking busy. If we are supposed to be working on an assignment or reading or whatever, and you see me coming your way, at the least, have a piece of paper on your desk and a pen in your hand and some shit on your paper, and then I won't bother you. If you have nothing going on and can't even be bothered to make it look like you're trying, I'm heading your way. This lesson will be invaluable with eventual bosses someday. Your sense of entitlement is most likely acquired from your upbringing, so parent-teacher conferences to discuss your grades aren't going to do shit when the parents just blame us, despite you putting in little to zero effort. If I know your name by the third day of a new school year, that means you're probably an asshole. To my freshmen, yes, I always know when you didn't do my math because you stayed up late playing Fortnite. You added me as a friend on Epic, so I see that. Also, the amount of homework not done in lower grades when new battle passes come out is so coincidental. To a specific freshman, I support your desire to become a streamer, but editing videos should not keep you away from your homework for a whole week, and your friends always rat you out when you stay home/skip to make/edit those videos. To all high schoolers I teach, you're dumb, but I do love you guys. I'm not stupid, and while I know you cheat on your homework, I don't care, since it's only worth 10% of your grade, and you're foregoing the practice you can get before the test. To the 6th graders I teach math to, dear lord, you make me cringe so hard I have to take ibuprofen some days. I have so much more, but my lunch break is almost over. I don't know if there's an exact quote I'd use, but I wish I could let my students know how dumb they look sometimes, and how they need to relax and stop taking themselves so seriously. I also frequently find myself wishing I could rag on kids' clothes/hairstyles that they've obviously put way too much time/money into, but these thoughts only cross my mind when they are being assholes. That's the unprofessional/petty stuff I'd say. I could think of something much more wise, but it's my lunch break and Friday, and my brain is fried from trying to keep these assholes together a week before finals. The odds of you using any specific piece of knowledge you learn in high school is slim. The odds of you using some piece of knowledge from high school is near absolute, and you have no idea what it's going to be or when it will happen, so you may as well try all of it. The biggest thing you're going to learn is how to learn. Yes, I put you in a group with the kid you have a crush on intentionally. I'm stuck here with you 180 days a year. I want to see some drama. One of the most memorable things a teacher said to me, I'm really glad she did say it to my face. I really like you as a person, but I hate you as a student. My French teacher told me this when I was in high school, during this period where I was really depressed and on the verge of flunking out. Having her be so honest with me and pointing out that I was wasting my potential made me want to do better, and eventually I did. I'm no longer a teacher, but I remember several days that I felt lazy and wanted to give the class the day off. I never did because I knew the teacher's pet would rat me out. Sometimes even the teachers don't like the teacher's pet. You are right. The administration is completely out of touch when it comes to technology. I also work better while listening to music on my phone. I'd let you get away with so much more if you were actually a decent person who treated others with kindness and respect. Assholes rarely get the benefit of doubt or indifference. Your parents are literally the worst part of my job. Yes, we have a new seating chart, and yes, I sat you next to her because I can tell you have a crush on her. I noticed you try harder on your work when she is around, and to be honest, you two would make a cute couple. I pretend to like you, and I pretend to care about your fads and interests, but I'll mostly never going to see you again when you leave. Keeping a healthy detachment at all times is important to maintaining mental health. I'm not saying I liked fights in my classroom. I'm just saying I might have taken a little longer to react when the jerk student/bully was finally getting what was long overdue. 9 out of 10 times it was me that farted. Stop wearing your furry tail. Everyone is uncomfortable. You're not going to be YouTube famous. Sit the fuck down and listen.